All right, so JABLabs has produced an antibody test that is different than the other tests. I'm going to read a quick description of the test, and then I'm going to perform the test on myself. All right, so this test is different than the other antibody tests because it tests and gives you a score of which viruses and vaccines you have been exposed to. It tells you what level of each type of antibody you have to fight each type of virus in a future infection. It lets you know your body's immune response level, which can indicate how well you will do if infected, barring pre-existing conditions and health disposition. And we can help recommend how you can increase your odds of avoiding a poor outcome. Other tests simply give you a yes or no. All right, so I've got my kit. This is our prototype kit. Going to take it out. This is the envelope that we use to send to our lab. So this is an at-home test. This is how we're going to send it back to the lab, and we get in our kit gauze. Let's see. And alcohol swabs, Band-Aid, as well as the pokers that we're going to use because this is a blood spot test. So I'm going to jab my finger, little prick, and I'm going to try to create 4 drops of blood. So the reason why I'm a little bit wet is because I just worked out and showered so that I get my blood flowing to make sure we have enough blood to run the test. We need 4 drops. So you should be hydrated, and it's good if you have had your heart rate up recently. All right, and the test card that we're going to send back to the lab is right here. And we are going to try to get 4 drops of blood right there. And I'm going to show you how it's done. So we're going to try to drop the blood there, and then we need the blood to sort of move up the card to this other line over here to make sure that we can run the test accurately. So I'm going to put the card here and try to get 4 drops of blood right there. I'm going to prepare my gauze because we're going to need to get rid of the first drop of blood that comes out because it's going to be tainted. I get my Band-Aid ready, and I am going to clean the area that I'm going to stick. So I'm left-handed, so I'm going to stick my right finger, and I will start with my pointer finger. And I'm going to do it on the inside right there. So just right on sort of the inside of the finger. All right, let's see if we can get this right the first time. We don't want to have to do it over, but if we do, we've got a couple extra. And let me see if I can figure out how to open this guy. So we take out the protector, and we're going to push this into the finger, and it's going to poke me hopefully enough to draw 4 drops of blood. Okay, all right. Now we're going to wait for it to bleed a little bit, and that looks like it's going to be tricky to get 4 drops of blood out of that prick. All right, so the first drop that comes out is a throwaway. So we just dab that there on your gauze, and then we can get rid of our gauze. And then we're gonna wait. Hopefully I bleed a little bit more. All right. apparently it helps to keep your blood flowing, so I'm going to get up and do some knee bends and keep my finger low. Hopefully this will help. All right, we're getting a little bit more blood come out here. Hopefully it doesn't stop. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay. All right. All right, so going to make this happen, darn it. All right, so I'm gonna put the first drop on the sheet. We just want to touch the blood. We don't want to touch our finger to the thing, to the pad. And we want this to happen somewhat quickly. So I'm gonna get kind of crazy and stab my other finger while I'm waiting for this to bleed to make sure that I get the test done right. Of course, it is a prototype. We'll get longer, bigger needles next time. All right, it's getting crazy here. I'm gonna push this one in really deep. Hopefully I see a little vein in there. I'm gonna go for the vein. Okay, that one should work a little better because I pushed it in. And we'll wait for that one to bleed. So keep your hand low. You should do a little bit of cardio before you do this to make sure. Oh, this one's much better. Okay, that's good. That one's gonna go well. That one worked. All right, so this one's actually bleeding. So maybe we have veins in different places, and if we get one, it works much better because that looks like it's enough blood to do the test. So that's gonna give me the other couple of drops that I need to make this work. All right, here comes another drop. That's what we wanted. I was beginning to worry that I didn't have enough blood. And I hate to do this, but I want to do an extra drop for good measure to make sure we are able to get a good, strong result, because I really want to know how to not die. All right, I think that looks like it's working. You see that there's some moisture running up the pad here. We want that moisture to get to that line. If we can get it to the line, then we're going to have what we need to find out the results. All right, so I'm going to use my other gauze, clean up my finger while it kind of drips out. Interesting. All right, we did it. We got it to the line. So we're going to be able to send this to Jabble to get tested. All right, so I'm going to clean up my finger and put on my Band-Aid. All right. So, all right. At this point, all right, well, I guess I need a couple Band-Aids. I just don't want to drip on stuff that I'm doing. So I'll get this out of the way. All right. All right, now that we have our card, what do we do next? Darn it, I was supposed to use that, I'm sure. As a mat. All right, so the case that we're gonna mail this back in is here. I feel like we need something medical and protective to put it in. This is a blood sample return bag. So we tear it notch to open. Do not open the bag until you're ready to place dried sample in bag. Do not remove contents from bag. Be sure bag is completely sealed before placing it in return envelope. So I'm going to open this now that my blood sample is past my line here. And it looks like I also need to write, or have written, I should have written my name, date of birth. I'm wondering if that's a bad idea because writing with me, because I write like this with a hook hand, if I might contaminate my sample, so I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to write them a note and say, going to tell them what my name and date of birth is and the date collected. Oh, do not return, wait, do not open bag until you're ready to place dried sample in bag. Do not remove contents from bag. Okay, so there's stuff in the bag. It looks like you should pull it out. I'm not going to pull it out. Be sure bag is completely sealed before placing it and return an envelope. All right, so I'm just going to take my sample and I'm going to place it in the bag and completely seal it. All right, my sample's in the bag, it's completely sealed, and I'm going to find out everything I need to know about me and COVID and how to not die from it. Let's see, so we're gonna put this into the envelope and seal the envelope. Uh-oh, forgot to put a Band-Aid on my other finger. So, and I'm going to address the envelope and stamp it. I don't have a pen here or a stamp here, but here we go. I'm gonna send this in and find out what my deal is. Thank you.